All right, hockey fans, it is about time to get things going here in Utica. Game number 2 between the Utica Junior Comets and the New York Arrows. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, hockey fans of all ages and all genders, welcome to the Utica University Nexus Center. Today's game, we have the visiting team wearing the black sweaters, the New York Arrows. Start off in goal for the Arrows, number 30, Carter Pickens. And the Arrows are led by head coach Eric Conway. Versus your home team in the white sweaters, your Utica Junior Comets. Starting off in goal, number 31, McAllister Watt. Your Utica Junior Comets led by head coach Josh Bernard. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's play some hockey! All right, referees are ready. I'm ready. I've done my part. Face-off won by the Arrows. Puck comes back to Fritz to Taylor. He sends this forward. It gets played up by William Sanzone. Arrows regain possession. Touch at the center line to avoid the icing. Puck goes in deep. Played by Watt. Sends this up. Picked off by 51. Who could be Ralston or Sutherland. And he's got the puck in the neutral zone. Pass it to Tyler Main. Tyler drops this back for Sanzone. Sanzone shoots this over to Drew Witchley. Shot knocked down by Tyler and does not make it to the goal. Sanzone recollects this puck in the neutral zone, feeds this up. Drew Main crosses the blue line in front of the puck, and you're just not allowed to do that in this sport. We call that offside. 16-17 to go in this opening period. Law, Sandor, and Dalin on the front line. Lum and Van Wee on D. Puck goes Jonathan Mullen, tries to send this out. Sandor catches it, shot, save. Rebound gets by Dalin all the way out into the neutral zone. Van Wee collects it. No, it's poked away. And Watt plays this up against the board. Law coming over to chase after it. Sandor as well. That gets swatted out by Law. Dalin touches it first, and that's going to be a hand pass. Law says, why? And the answer is because you passed it to him with your hand. That occurred in the neutral zone, so we'll move down one whole slot, and we'll add this face-off to the right side of McAllister Watt. Peterman X is taking a face-off against Sandor. Puck comes back, sets around by Van Wee to Dalin. Dalin looking nice guarding of that puck from Maximus Wood. Short pass over to Law. Law to Sandor. Sandor can't keep it. Taken away by Menexis. Puck goes all the way down into the corner. Van Wee centering pass. Backhand Law. Save made by Pickens. Law picks this up. Tries to pass this to Sandor. Picked off by Menexis. Now advancing forward. Jonathan Mullen. Mullen over the center line. Dumps that puck in. Goes wide of the goal, picked up by Van Wee. Van Wee through the trapezoid over to Witchley. Witchley turns this back to Van Wee. Soft pass. Maximus Wood just misses it. Puck finds its way to Dalin. Hard pass across. Sandor misses it. Comes off the boards, picked up by Vittorio Marino. Marino had 2 points yesterday, 1 goal and 1 assist. He is the team leader in points and goals for the New York Arrows. Sandor sends this forward, and Marino dumps him down. And that puck ended up going out of play. Oh, I didn't see what happened. I lost sight of the puck. Face off in the neutral zone. Gavin Aceto taking the draw. Won by the Arrows. Picking it up, Charlie Taylor sends this in front. A dump back by Backey. Witchley collects this in his zone. D-to-D pass over to Sanzone. Sanzone feeds this up. Mackey overshot. Save made. Rebound. Cleared aside by Charlie Taylor. This comes out and down. If it makes it, it's going to ice. And that is an icing. We'll bring this faceoff all the way back down by Carter Pickens of the New York Arrows. Aceto lining up for the faceoff against Marino. Aceto pulls this back. Carpenter passes back to deep, but Witchley had moved up, advancing forward. Cameron Calbearer sends it across. Watt kicks it aside, and it is snuck under and held under his right leg pad. McAllister Watt. Big save there for the Utica Junior Comets. Drew Main coming in for the faceoff against Vittorio Marino. Marino trying to get an unfair advantage. Drew wins that faceoff, gets this to Van Wee. That comes out of the zone. Coming across with this puck, Jack Carpenter. And Drew Main offsides again. That's twice Drew's been offsides. What's that? What's that commercial? You're a little tilted with you guys had a Sunny D yet today or something like that. A little off. Drew battling, wins that faceoff, comes back to Lum. Lum feeds this over to Van Wee, back to Lum. Lum tries crisscrossing this to hit Carpenter on a breakout pass. It is picked off, though, by Kurt Georgis. And that's going to be a tripping penalty. Well, Arrow's trying to plead his case. Yesterday when they did that, they kept getting thrown out. Not sure why they're doing it again today. New York Arrows penalty, number 9, Charlie Taylor. 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 9, 2 minutes, trip. And as soon as those volunteer players figure out the clock, it's going to be a Utica Junior Comets power play. .990, close enough. Time of that power penalty, 3:19 of the first period. Dalin in deep in the corner, back out. Oh, Tyler Main missed that pass back. Dalin battling for it in the corner. Tyler comes over to help out. Tyler cycles his puck back to Drew. Witchley going back into the trap as we've got Carpenter in front, misses that. Tyler over to Drew. Drew shot high, save. Puck drops down. Dalin trying to stuff it in. Where is it? Where is it? Is it over the line? The whole puck has to cross the whole line, and that one did not. It's not like football where you just need a piece of the ball to break the plane. You actually need the entire device to cross the entire line. Tyler Main lines up for that faceoff against Marino. Main pulls this back to Witchley. Witchley to Carpenter. Carpenter feeds this into the corner. Goes over for Drew. Drew drops this back into the corner for Dalin. Dalin picks this up. It's passed to Drew. It's picked off by Ralston Sutherland. We'll make up names for him. And jumping out on top of that puck, Carter Pickens. 1:12 remaining in the power play for Utica. They were 0 for 8 yesterday on the power play. Dalin battling. Puck's in the trapezoid. Tyler Main loses it, coming over Witchley to hold this in, and does. Feeds this up for Carpenter. Carpenter sends this in deep. Dalin going after it against Fritz. Dalin spears that puck ahead for Tyler Main. Tyler at the circle. Over to Drew. Oh, Drew has his pocket picked by Maximus Wood, and this puck is cleared by the Arrows. Watt sends this behind the net. Witchley's got to battle against Marino and does. Holds Marino for Carpenter. Grab that puck. Carpenter feeds this up to Backy. Backy to Sanzo door. Here's Cole Campbell. Loses that puck at the blue line. Wood coming back the other way, and Witchley steals that puck from him. Witchley looking to get things established from the trapezoid. Comes up on the near side. 10 seconds to go in the player advantage. Witchley dumps this puck in around onto the far side. Sandor into the trapezoid. And the teams return to even strength. Sutherland loses that puck. Van Wee feeds this into the corner. Sandor grabs it in the trapezoid. Out in the middle, taken away by Marino. Marino coming down on the far side. Marino's got Soderlin with him. Marino cuts over, and Watt spears that puck. Nice poke check from McAllister. Watt. Puck stolen back by 51. Law stick lifting. Van Wee grabs that puck and gets it up for Backy. Sandor comes over. Takes that puck at the blue line. Feeds this over to Backy. Backy loses off his stick to his skate. Van Wee crisscrosses with Dalin. Van Wee dumps his puck into the trapezoid. Charlie Taylor there for the New York Arrows. Sends this around on the board. Campbell returns it from the hash mark, and Taylor's going to go the other way. Taylor off the boards, picked up not by Dalin. Not able to grab it. Knocked into the neutral zone. And Aiden Van Wee there to pick that puck up. Van Wee hits Dalin at the center line. Dalin to Sandor. Sandor breaks into the O-zone. Has that puck knocked away by Fritz. And Fritz passes it to a teammate on the bench. That kid is not playing right now. We'll have a face-off in the Arrows zone. 10:33 remaining in this opening period. We are still scoreless here at the Utica University Nexus Center. Lucas Karagiorgis taking that face-off and shoves that puck through the legs of Sandor. Witchley back to pick it up. Passes over for Sandzone. Gavin Aceto loses that puck. Karagiorgis coming into the slot. Witchley steals that puck from him. Sends this up. Mullen stops it at the blue line. Passes it over to Calbear. Calbear shot. Rebound. Save made. Loose puck in that trapezoid. And that's no icing. Waved off. Mullen gets there before Aceto. This puck comes up. Hits the body of Gavin Aceto. He passes this to Witchley. Witchley feeds this for Sandor. He's not able to catch that puck. Turns it over to the Arrows. Menexis dumps this in for Locke and Calbearer. Witchley steals it. Rips this out off the glass. Charlie Taylor got a piece of that puck. Takes this back into his trapezoid. Sandor challenges on one side. Taylor goes the other way. Passes this up for Calbearer. Calbearer into the Ozo. Has Locke breaking on the far side. Can't get by. Oh, does! Shot goes off the glove of McAllister Watt. Settled down by Sandor. He tries passing that across. Goes off of Calbearer's skate. Back into the Utica zone. Sandor feeds this out again. Fritz fires it back in. Sandor collects it. Sandor through his zone. Tries firing this through traffic. It goes off a couple of people. Picked up by Charlie Taylor of the Arrows. Short pass to Fritz. Comes back. Tyler Main picks it up out in front. Drew not able to get his backhand on that puck. He received that in a tough position. And we're getting a high stick. It's going to be on Carpenter. Utica Junior Comets penalty number 16, Jack Carpenter. 2-minute minor for high sticking. Number 16, 2 minutes, high stick. Time of the minor penalty, 8:18 of the first period. Pulling this puck around, Peter Menexis to Fritz. Adam Fritz from the point, fires this across for Menexis. Menexis zigzags this through, and that gets tipped by Cole Campbell and goes out of play into the stands. It's a great Zeppelin album. Went in through the outdoor. Campbell facing off against Menexis. Menexis wins this draw. Charlie Taylor feeds this back to Fritz at the point. Fritz slides over, passes his puck to Calbera. Calbera almost lost it to Backy. Locke with it. Back to Calbera. Back to Locke. Ethan Locke steps up at the dot. Feeds Fritz. Fritz down low. Centering pass is grabbed by Witchley, and he's able to clear the zone. Great play by Drew Witchley. Fritz for the Arrows, bringing this around. 1 minute to go in the penalty kill for these Utica Junior Comets. Calbert loses that puck, but Taylor right there to pick it up for him. Charlie cycles back at the hash mark, gives this puck up for Fritz. Fritz, center point, feeds this down to Menexis. Menexis centering pass, and Witchley there to hold it for McAllister Watt. And there are 2 pucks on the ice now. All right, things have settled down. James Law in for the face-off against Vittorio Marino. Marino pulls this back. Kudzinski passes this across from Mullen. Mullen over to Marino to Hudzinski. Hudzinski center point. Loses his opportunity to take that shot. Marino fires that in. That goes off the shoulder there. Hudzinski fires that, and it's a goal. A power play goal for Maximus Hudzinski. I did not see who passed that to him. Probably Victorian. New York Arrows goal scored by number 77, Maximus Hudzinski. Assisted by number 11, Vittorio Marino. 77 from 11. Time of the New York Arrows power play goal, 9:59 of the first period. Lum feeds that puck out, and that's going to be an icing. 6:22 remaining in the first period. 1-0. New York Arrows with the lead. Menexis in for the face-off against Sandor. Slater wins the draw, pulls the puck back for a sand zone. He feeds this up, and Adam Fritz receives it. Passes across to Karagiorgis. Anyway, Law in the corner. Sandor trying to get that out. Adam Fritz holds this, fires it into the far corner, comes out for Karagiorgis. He's just the next Karagiorgis shot, save, rebound shot, and McAllister Watt covers that one up. .551 to go in this 1-0 game, or in the first period of the 1-0 game. Karagiorgis against Sandor. Sandor wins again. Witchley Sends this up off the glass, bounces along the rail. Taylor touches it. Law grabs it, but Dalin had not come back on sides yet. That was an awkward bounce. So close to coming back. Law, Dalin, stand zone out there on the forward line for Sandor. Sand zone and Witchley on defense. Sandor wins that draw. Witchley dumps it in. Taylor catches it out of the air off the blade of his stick. Law goes in, takes him out. Dalin across. Oh, Sandor's one-timer goes into the corner. Hey, look at those fans. Dalin not able to reach that. Witchley able to hold that in. Passes across for Sandzone, but Sandzone was cycling back into the neutral zone. And this puck gets sent down by the Arrows. Witchley feeds this through the trapezoid for Sandzone. Sandzone gives it back to Witchley. Witchley from the far corner passes it up for Dalin. He one-touches it out for Sandor. And Dalin's got to go back to pick this puck up. Weak pass is picked off by Menexis. Menexis tries feeding this down in for Hudzinski, I believe. Hudzinski passes across, kicked away by Backey. This comes out into the neutral zone. Charlie Taylor back, plays this to Mullen. Mullen grabs this at the blue line. Passes it up in front for Maximus Wood. Wood can't catch it. Witchley fires this across to Van Wee. Aiden tried passing it to Backey. He's got to go up and catch it, that puck after it got tipped. Sandor brings that over the blue line with his skate. Manaxis takes it away from him once he crosses. Goes into the trapezoid. Manaxis trying to come around. Campbell's skate blocks that puck. Puck picked up by Maximus Wood. Wood passes over to Hudzinski. Hudzinski lofts this into the neutral zone, taking control by Backey. Backey dumps this in through the trapezoid for Cole Campbell on the far side. Campbell skates this through the trapezoid in an awkward fashion. Passes back to Lum at the point. Fired. And Backey misses any sort of a tip, and that goes into the glove of Carter Pickens for the save. 4 minutes exactly remaining in this opening period. 1-0 New York Arrows with the lead over the Utica Junior Comets. Gavin Aceto taking a face-off against Vittorio Marino. Face-off won by Marino. Mullen grabs it, sends us up along the boards. Lum stepping up, trying to keep it in. Coming back, Gavin trying to hold us at the blue line, not able to. Ethan Locke takes us out to the center line, leaks across. Backey tries going, cutting across the grain in through traffic. Locke there, holds this for Wood. Wood moves this up. Lum grabs it, fires it across. Van Wee's got to play it off the boards, oversteps that puck. Shot taken, goal scored. Maximus Wood. New York Arrows goal scored by number 22, Maximus Wood, unassisted. Number 22, unassisted. Time of the New York Arrows goal, 13:26 of the first period. Carpenter with a shot and a kick save made by Pickens. Neutral zone battle for that puck. Tyler Main tried dumping it in, stopped by Hudzinski. Hudzinski feeds this into the O-zone, goes off of Locke into the corner. Sandzone tried playing that out, fired across by Wood. At the point, Jonathan Mullen pushes that forward. Drew Main off the boards. Puck grab by Jack Carpenter. Carpenter over the center line, over the blue line. Gets this by Mullen, but Hudzinski there backing him up. Witchley there, backhand is stopped by Mullen. He rips this out. Ethan Locke brings this into the neutral zone. Fires this too far. That's going to be an icing, and we'll bring the face-off back down to the New York Arrows end of the arena. 2-0 New York Arrows with the lead over the Utica Junior Comets with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first. Slater Sandor in to take the face-off against Peter Menexis for the Arrows. referee's really concerned about is spacing. Centering pass. Oh, nice job by Karagiorgis to not allow Dan-Dalin to get his stick on the ice there. Here's 51. He's got multiple names. Passes to Locke. Shot. Save. Watt. Puck grab by Van Wee. Not able to clear it. Held in by Charlie Taylor. Here's a shot by Fritz. Another save by Watt. Knocked down. And that is covered up by McAllister Watt. Officials discussing. I don't know if they're trying to figure out we're going to go 5-on-5 or 4-on-4. Fritz and Sandor, respective captains, out on the ice right now over there to no, I can't read his lips. Not sure if you can. Looks like he's trying to land a plane. So I don't really know what all this discussion's about. Not really. We've got 2 minutes on the board for number 51. So the official still explaining to the New York Arrows coach what the call is. We have no communication with the scorer's box, so I have no idea. It probably doesn't take this long to figure out, but all right, now an extra player's gone to the box. I think I understand. We have incidental minor penalties. Utica Junior Comets, number 8, James Law, 2 minutes for roughing. New York Arrows, number 51, Sutherland, 2 minutes for roughing. We have an additional minor penalty on number 51, Sutherland. 2 minutes for a cross-check. Penalty served by number 17. Time of the minor penalties, 14:58. And it's a Utica Junior Comets power play. Drew Main picks that puck up, tries sending it into the corner. It gets cleared by the Arrows. Watt stalls that back behind his net in the trapezoid, Wickley there. One minute of play remaining in the first period. 1 minute remaining. Dan-Dalin tried dropping that puck back. Vittorio Marino gets us into the neutral zone. Tyler Main cycles back to pick this puck up in his zone, trying to make some space between him and Maximus Wood. Feeds this up to Carpenter. Carp over the center line. Coming in all by himself. Misses the net. Sandor with it. Sandor tried passing that, and it gets blocked by Menexis. Comes out into the neutral zone. Sandor's got to cycle his back. Brings this into the offensive zone. Sandor winds up shot low. Kick save made by Pickens. Puck held in the corner. Now grabbed by Hudzinski, and he rips that down the length of the ice. McAllister plays it on the red line, and that's going to do it for the first period. This microphone is terrible. And that concludes our first period of play here at the Utica University Nexus Center. At the end of one period, it is the New York Arrows 2, the Utica 0. The bar upstairs is closed. However, the coffee shop downstairs is open. And in case you're wondering, I take my coffee black. Thank you. All right, so not sure what Coach Pinard is going over with his team, but Utica is playing a little bit better today than yesterday. Please don't play with those doors. That's how fingers get pinned. Thank you. So Utica playing a bit better than yesterday. However, they still need crisper passes. Too many soft passes going on that are easily intercepted. So we'll see if they're able to come out battling. Shout out to my sponsors, Two Broke Moms, located on North Jefferson Street in Pulaski, next to the Dollar General. Power Play Sports, located on off exit 47, Interstate 81 in Watertown. Dupree's Cleaning Services, servicing Oswego County and all points east, west, and south. Find them online at exteriorcleaning315.com. Top Notch Roofing, CNY.com, providing all of your roofing and construction and remodel needs in the Oswego County and all points east, west, and south. Glory Construction and Development for all of your new building and new structure construction needs. If you're going to have it built in his glory. Servicing Jefferson County, all points east, west, and north. Screenside, RV park, and golf course. If you want to be greenside, you got to be Screenside. Located on Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski. And Divots Restaurant and Bar. Cold drinks, great food, great people. Located inside the clubhouse at Road. So we got kids running the scoreboard, and they put 2 minutes back up on the clock for number 51 of the New York Arrows. His penalty should have expired. And we're at 5-on-5 hockey. So apparently that was a 2-10 on Sutherland. So he'll be in there for 9 minutes and 2 seconds and a whistle. Face off. Oh, there's an elbow from Witchley onto Calbear. We're going to let that go. Puck comes out. Menexis has it. Menexis feeds this across to Adam Fritz. Fritz fires this into the corner. Played around by Witchley. Picked up by William Sanzone. Sanzone feeds this up for Gavin Aceto. Aceto over the blue line. Campbell passes over. Campbell just a half stride behind. That's what happens when you reach with your stick and stop moving your feet. You slow down. Wild. Ice is slippery, but it's not frictionless. Oh, and down goes Calbear. Speaking about slippery ice, he found some in the corner. Taylor plays this across to Fritz. Fritz to Locke. Locke dumps it in. Drew Witchley there. Witchley takes this behind the official into the trapezoid. Feeds this back for Cole Campbell. Campbell plays this up along the boards. Picked up by Taylor. He turns this back. Arrows have to check up on sides. While they do, McAllister puts his puck into the far corner. Drew Witchley picks it up, fires this off the glass. That icing waved off because Fritz should have played it. He just missed it. Fritz in his own trapezoid. Rips this all the way around. Comes out into the neutral zone. Aiden Van Wee chases it down into his own end of the ice. Van Wee from the corner. Breakout pass, and he missed Law. I think it was supposed to go to Law. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Aiden Van Wee comes over, misses the puck. Karagiorgis has that knocked away by Sandor. Sandor trying to play it up. Wood holds this in. Maximus Trapezoid sends this up. Podzinski fires. McAllister Watt with the save. 15-14 remaining in the second period. 2-0 New York Arrows with the lead. Vittorio Marino taking a face-off for the Arrows, squaring off against Sandor. Sandor wins the draw. Van Wee takes that puck through his trapezoid, skates it up on the far side. Sandor pinched off that puck by Marino, and the Arrows send this back in deep. Lum plays this over to Law. Law tried breaking it across to Dalin, gets kicked away. Dalin off to the races. Oh, nice hook. And that'll be a penalty. So it'll be a power play for Utica. They are 0 for 9 this weekend on the power play, which means they are due. New York Arrows penalty number 77, Maximus Podzinski, 2-minute minor for hooking. Number 77, 2 minutes, hook. Time of the minor penalty, 2:14 of the second period. It's a Utica Junior Comets power play. Battle for that puck in the corner. Comes up. Carpenter feeds this across to Drew Main. Drew into the offensive zone. Loses puck through his legs. Stuffs it through the trapezoid. Dallin picks it up there. Soft pass. Misses Tyler. I don't know if he's going for Tyler or Drew, but Tyler missed it and never made it to Drew. Charlie Taylor with it for the Arrows. Pass over, shot, and that goes off the post. Drew Main trying to feed this up out into the neutral zone. Menexis with it. Menexis back. Shot blocked by Witchley. Grabbed by Carpenter. Here comes Jack into the neutral zone. Jack over the blue line. Loses that in the skates of Marino. Trying to battle to get it, and Mullen able to get that out. Menexis trying to grab that. Instead, here is Vittorio Marino. Passes over to Taylor. Taylor shot. Post. Up, and Tyler Main grabs it. And we've got a roughing penalty against Utica. It's on Tyler Main. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 38 seconds, and then the Arrows will have the player advantage. Utica Junior Comets penalty number 23. Tyler Main, a 2-minute minor for roughing. Number 23, 2 minutes rough. Time of the minor penalty, 3:36 of the second period. Shot from the point, deflected by Van Wee, goes into the corner. Wood there to play it, pressed up against the boards. We got 3 Utica Junior Comets fighting for that puck. Now one steps out, sand zone, and he receives the puck. That's what happens. Plays this out for Backey, too high for Backey to receive. Off the boards, Fritz has it, passes this back up. Oh, it's not Calbear, it's another 17. Fritz over the blue line. Not Calbear, takes a knee. Taylor at the center point. Puck comes over, Fritz grabs this at the point. Center point, feeds this over to the far side for Menexis. Menexis back to Fritz. Fritz over to Not Calbear. Not Calbear loses this. Taylor comes over. Backey trying to get it out. Puck sent in deep. Wood gets wrapped up. Backey grabs this puck. 46 seconds to go in the penalty kill. And Utica is able to clear that puck the length of the ice. Played out by Pickens to Fritz. Fritz cycles this in front of his net. Sandor coming over to keep him honest. Forces the pass to Menaxis. Menaxis pass over to Not Calbear. Not Calbear brings this into the slot. Now he goes over on the far side. Almost runs into Menaxis. Takes this in deep. Drops it back for Wood. Wood to Menaxis. Menaxis back to Wood. Wood can't catch that pass. Goes back behind the net. Not Calbear. Feeds this up to Mullen. Mullen comes into the middle. Gives this back to Not Calbear. Shot save made by McAllister Watt. 9 seconds remaining in the penalty kill for Utica. They're doing a pretty good job of getting in the way of these New York Arrows. However, the New York Arrows already have a power play goal today. They had a power play goal yesterday as well. Marino squaring off against Drew Main. Marino wins, gets this over to Locke, back to Hudzinski. He fires this, goes off of Drew. Jack Carpenter trying to battle for that puck, couldn't catch up to it. Drew dumps that in. Jack checks up onside. Hudzinski picks this puck up, feeds this over to Ethan Locke. Locke over the blue line, tries to pull this around. Witch, centering pass, gobbled up by McAllister Watt. One hungry hippo in between the pipes for the Utica Junior Comets. 11:14 remaining in the second period. 2-0 New York Arrows with the lead. Drew Main and Marino. Marino fires this forward. It gets ripped around by Lum, held in by Hudzinski. Shot on net, save made McAllister. Lum almost swatted that into the net. Puck grabbed by Carpenter. He tries feeding this out, gets out into the neutral zone. Teams are even. Mullen turns his puck back, stopped by Tyler Main. Tyler dumps his puck into the corner. Hudzinski going after it, so Jack Carpenter. Through the trapezoid. Puck on her near side. Van Wee tries to step up in front of Locke. Can't. Locke feeds this to Marino. Marino coming in on the breakaway shot and a goal. Vittorino Marino. New York Arrows goal scored by number 11, Vittorino Marino, assisted by number 28, Ethan Locke. 11 from 28. Time of the New York Arrows' third goal, 6:20 of the second period. Puck popped up by Law. Cole Campbell going after it. Taylor gets to it first for New York. Fritz passes up to Wood. Wood touches this over to Not Calbear. Not Calbear, shot saved by Watt. Feeds this over for William Sanzone, who's cleared by Maximus Wood. And that puck is squeezed on the side of the net by McAllister Watt after Lucas Karagiorgis missed his shot just a touch wide to the right side. 9:49 to go in the second period. Maximus Wood taking the face-off against Sandor. Sandor pulls this back for Van Wee. Van Wee feeds this around to Backy. Backy, little touch up for Sandor. Sandor, shot fired, save made by Carter Pickens. Looks like Sandor took a unfortunate spill there. Drove his shoulder into the boards, but seems to be okay. 9:38 to go in the second period. 3-0 Arrows with the lead. Sandor, Backy, and Dan-Dalin on the forward line. Sanzone and Van Wee on D. Face off one by the Arrow. Sanzone not able to hold that in. Coming out with this is Karagiorgis. Karagiorgis. Errant shot grabbed by Cameron Dan-Dalin. Dan-Dalin feeds this up for Sandor. Sandor can't keep it. Centering pass, Wood shot, and that goes wide. Stepping up is Charlie Taylor. Not Calbearer takes that shot. McAllister Watt with the save. And Karagiorgis came in to little soft punches for no reason. Adam Fritz also. Such unnecessary pushing and shoving after the fact, which says nothing except that you're not able to control your emotions. Maturity is such an important aspect of this game. And if you can't keep your emotions in check, there's a difference between centering pass, shot, save. Marino with this puck off the board. Marino going in, drops this off for Menexis. Menexis feeds this across to Hazinski. Hazinski backhand pass to Menexis, shot, and that goes high. Sutherland picks this up to Hazinski and takes that shot. Tyler Main picks up this rebound, feeds this over for Carpenter, and he and Mullen go after that puck on the board. So as I was trying to say before, maturity and your ability to keep your emotions in check, there is a huge difference between intensity and passion. There's a difference between intensity and passion and holding your emotions in immaturity. And they should not be confused with each other. Passion and intensity, expected and needed. Maturity, though, without it, you just find yourself in the box and you can become a real problem for your own team. Here's Sandor with the puck from the blue line, fires that, goes wide off the back of the board. Law not able to get through it. Sutherland feeds this back into the corner. Law tries pulling it out, gets deflected, goes back into the corner. Sutherland grabs it there, drops it off for Adam Fritz. Fritz in his trapezoid, 7.5 minutes to go, feeds this back into the far corner for Vittorio Marino. So we've got a couple of pieces of a branch on the ice there. Here's Marino, feeds this out for Charlie Taylor. Taylor into the offensive zone, comes over top of the slot, all the way across circle, drops this off, lock shot, save, rebound, drops down, picked up Aiden Van Wee trying to get it out. Menexis there, feeds this up, Dan-Dalin gets that puck, not able to hold on to it. Law takes this in the neutral zone, feeds this back to Sanzone. Sanzone to Aceto to Law. Law dumps this in. Charlie Taylor back to play through the trapezoid on the far side. Puck grabbed by Fritz. Comes back. Feeds this up for Karagiorgis, who puts us into the neutral zone. Andrew Witchley there. Grabs this puck. Witchley coming up on the near side. Fires this all the way across for Dan-Dalin. Dan-Dalin shot. Save. Rebound is covered up by Carter Pickens. Almost there. Okay. Aceto and Wood. Wood wins that faceoff, pushes this forward. Ethan Locke grabs it, takes us into the neutral zone. Tried passing it to Wood. Back he got in the way. Now comes over to Karagiorgis. Karagiorgis all the way across for Wood. Plays it off the boards. Locke, no. Back behind the net. Witchley coming over, as is Gavin Aceto. Puck is loose. Ethan Locke has it. Tries feeding this up top. Not able to. Cole Campbell takes this. Trying to get his way around Taylor. Hitting his back with the puck. They just give it to Ethan Locke. Locke comes back through the neutral zone over the blue line. Little toe drag to get around Witchley and goes into the trapezoid. Hard to score from there. Feeds this out to the point for Adam Fritz. Fritz to Taylor. Taylor shot wide of the net. Grabbed by Watt. McAllister. What? Holding on to that puck. We are 6 minutes and 17 seconds away from fresh ice here at rink number 1 at the Utica University Nexus Center. New York Arrows lead 3-0 over the Utica Junior Comets. Utica wins that faceoff. Van Lee fires this around for Tyler Main. Tyler backhands this off the boards for Drew. Drew picks this up at the dot, out in front. Shot, trickles across the paint. Tyler tries centering it, gets deflected. Peter Meneskis sends this up for Marino. Marino runs into Van Wee and goes down. Meneskis back, pushes his puck back to Hudzinski. Hudzinski fires it up to a kid that's named is Not Calbearer. Not Calbearer falls down, but gets a shot on net. Save made, McAllister Watt. All of a sudden, it's 1991. Right? Van Wee coming around sends this puck up. But Chris Cross, they got to be grandparents by now, no? Here's Ethan Van Wee moving his puck up. Into the ozone shot. Glove save. Carter Pickens. 5:34 remaining in the second period. Gavin Aceto sliding up to take the face-off against Peter Menexis. Aceto pulls this back, and it goes off the boards and all the way down. Witchley's got to retreat back into his zone. Marino on him. Witchley passes up for Aceto. Aceto, hard time receiving. It's going to dump this back into the corner for Drew. Andrew Witchley from his trapezoid. 5:20 to go. Let's Gavin take this puck and pass it back to him. Witchley fires this up for Dalin at the blue line. Dalin in the neutral zone. Skates this up into the offensive end. Makes his cut to the slot. Loses that puck. Chases it down at the hash mark. Tries passing. Gets it to Law. Law back to Dalin. Goes off of Cameron's skate. He feeds this up to Witchley at the point. Witchley fires this back into the trapezoid. Law going to the far side. Not Calbearer. Gets there first, though. Somebody's swing is on the ground. Gavin Aceto is just boxing. And we're going to send them both. Incidental minor penalties. New York Arrows, number 17. He's wearing a stolen jersey. It's not Calbear. For Utica Junior Comets, number 19. I got that backwards. Utica, 17, Gavin Aceto. New York Arrows, number 19, Jonathan Mullen. Each 2 minutes for too much estrogen. Time of incidental minor penalties, 12-14. Back he touches that to Carpenter. Carpenter over the blue line. And that puck bounces over his stick as he went to go pass it back to Backy. Here's Ethan Locke bringing this back for New York. Into the offensive zone. Pass over to Carrier. Georgias takes that shot. Blocked by the leg of William Sanzo. 51 to Locke. Shot. And that gets deflected up high. In the trapezoid. Carrier Georgias gets free. Locke can't get the shot. Comes up for Taylor. Taylor shot. Save. Rebound. Grab by Sutherland. Feeds this over to the far side. Puck trickles his way to the corner. Jack Carpenter gets it. Hits Backy. Xavier sends his puck into the offensive end, and it is collected by Charlie Taylor. Taylor from his own trapezoid. Skating down with this puck. Taylor trying to make moves. Fires this, goes into the corner. Sutherland with it. Fires this at the net, and he caught Taylor below the belt. And we're going to hold that off. I don't know why those guys aren't coming out of the box. Unless they both got 2 and 10. But Gavin Aceto and Jonathan Mullen are still in the penalty box. Van Wheat fires that. Save made, Pickens. Drew made into the faceoff, wins his draw, comes back. Dalin shot, and it's scooped up off the ice by Carter Pickens. We'll do the faceoff again. Slater Sandor coming in to take the faceoff. Drew Main going for a rest. And now both players have been released from the penalty box. Sandor wins this faceoff. Puck comes back to Van Wee. Van Wee fires this in. Goes off the glove of Pickens. Picked up by Sandor on the far side. He takes that shot. Save made. Rebound grab by Law. Tries centering and gets deflected. And the kid that's wearing Calbear's jersey. Shot. Save made off of Watt. Hits the glass. Drop down Wood. Sends this back to the point. Hodzinski fires this over Menexis. Menexis puts this into the corner for Marino. Marino having a hard time playing on that puck. Slater Sandor with it, comes up. Hodzinski holds this at the point, feeds this over to Marino. Marino takes it to his skate, fires this, goes wide of the net. Van Wee trying to get it. That's blocked by Tyler Main. Comes to Marino, shot, misses. Marino picking his own rebound off the backboard. Feeds this back out to the point. Hodzinski one-timer, kick to the corner by Watt. That gets fired in from the point, hits the glass. Sandor in the trapezoid, rips this around. Menexis is going to hold that at the point, sends this into the corner for Wood. Trying to settle it, gives this back to Menexis. He takes the one-time slapper. Easy save for Watt. Tyler Main trying to clear it, not able to. Comes back to Tyler. Now he gets it up, and it is knocked over by Hodzinski away from Dalin to Menexis. Now back to Hodzinski. Here's Hodzinski taking his puck in. Shot, save, McAllister Watt. 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining in the second period. New York Arrows with 32 shots on goal so far. 3 of them have gone in. And the Utica Junior Comets with 23 shots on goal. And none of them have gone in. Face off won by Aceto, and Aceto shoots on Watt. Still counts as a save. Gary Jordan taking face off against Aceto. Gavin wins the draw. Wixley feeds this puck over for Sandzone. Here's Cole Campbell through the neutral zone. Cole, shot, save, no rebound for Aceto. Adam Fritz hits Aceto from behind for no reason whatsoever. Send him to the bar. That's such a cheap shot. Unnecessary. Gavin Aceto was just skating by. Face off won by the Arrows. Held in by Sanzo. Fires it. Campbell back hit. Love to backing, not able to get it. Aceto there. And knocks on the outside of the post. So close. Frozen on the outside of the post. Everybody that's watching from upstairs, the balcony, says it went in. One minute of play remaining in the second period. 1 minute remaining. Face-off controlled by Utica. Aceto shot gets deflected, goes to the corner. Carrier Georgias tries feeding that to Locke, blocked by Sandzone. Sandzone to Backy. He can't catch that pass. Taylor taking his puck up. Charlie in, backhand shot, save McAllister Watt. Free puck picked up by Sandzone. Sandzone hits Xavier. Xavier over the center line, over the blue line, takes that shot, kick save, Pickett, Xavier again, another save by Pickett. One drops down, played out of play, and with 18 seconds to go, we'll have a face-off in the New York Arrows zone. Drew Main lining up for the faceoff against Vittorio Marino. Marino wins the draw. Puck comes back. Van Wee can't hold it at the point. Gonna have to play this back. Passes this across to Lum. 10 seconds to go. Lum feeds this back to Van Wee. Van Wee feeds this back to Lum. 3 seconds. And that's going to do it. And that concludes our second period of play here at the Utica University Nexus Center. But I haven't done that.
I'm going to some. We're playing some. That's just over there. Yeah, what else you got playing today? I'll take the I don't go back to until next week. Next week will be the third week, I don't know. I can get used to that. He goes, you would never survive. I
I can do it for a little while. Though. I used to. I mean, I don't know.
Something. I can't sit down.
I'm really. I can also play it the way my life. I don't know if you work.
Right? Right? I agree. I agree with that.
I go college. You want to go to the dentistry and do my play all off. I ate about 3 more. Well, it's 7 of them. Like I was like 2 more years. I said full time, and then sometimes we go. If I work 1 or 2 days a week, let them take care of themselves. I gotta work full time for 4 weeks.
Dude, I'll alcohol.
That's why I said you gotta. I gotta get dental school. Why are you in dental school? I go. There's only so many years I'm gonna wait. I'm not working about 7. I enjoy what I do.
Right.
But I'm not working about 7. The biggest thing is, really, I actually work when I it didn't change something now, which I never bothered me. But it's a fair amount. It's tough. That might work a little better. But I didn't have to do that. I could just go. I could do after that.
Right. Yep. I know.
The rest of it.
Oh yeah. Like a big now, like. Yep.
Staff wise.
I think about I left the hospital for social work because I had to do that for so long. Yeah. I don't care now with that. And so I think after like everyone's head and like the dry balls out and stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to like not have to deal with it. Or, drug addicts trying to be job and having speaking drugs for the girls trying to hold in. I feel like big drugs going in. Parents showing off to help my kid and like I don't know if you're 6 and 9 years. Now your body's
well, that's normal. I don't know how that's got to weigh on you.
Yeah, so one of my friends was like, come over to HR, blah, blah, blah. It's just so short, I'm better, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and then I realized that now I get through that. We're just employees that you know, not strangers. They all got the same problem. I go, wait, what do you think? Every day someone comes to me, like, happy to come to HR?
Yeah, the only reason why they're there is a problem.
And after a while, it's like, sucks the fun out of the day.
Ah, good shit.
Everyone. My bonus wasn't off. My merit wasn't off. Like, what's your bonus? What do you mean you're mad at me? How is it bonus days? Like, you're so accountable. Are you mad at the world or not?
I didn't get all that too long ago. We're still I go, there's 9 days of another $9 and you didn't get paid for it. I go, let's figure out how much money that is. I go,
Hey guys, before it's running on top of that, it's going like to Venmo, come on. Work some overtime so that it's not good enough of the office. You work like 16 hours overtime, you gotta be freaking. You get paid today, yesterday, I'm plus this to them. These guys literally come money. You get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday is what they work. You might take after hours, back there at work. We said it's how we know it. We said, we're back storm, we're coming to Colorado, something like that. I'm like, okay, well, we have to call every single day down here when you're at the spot. We're doing that. Okay? Then you show up the next day, they would call. Then you show up the next day, they would call. So, by this time, like, okay, technically it's 2 weeks, they come over, call, 2 weeks, don't call, terminate it. Call them, doesn't answer, so I text them. I told them, that's a mistake. The instruction was, you were supposed to call every single day, was the candidates, you have a person today, call me to do your resignation. Call me right up. What do you mean? I told you, like, no. You told me after the time you play.
Sure, that was it.
And I told you every day you need to call him. We should have paid you 2 days to play on Colorado. There's something wrong. Because I talked to him. Okay? So, was I talking about, no, it's not my fault. I'm like, the supervisor at this point, the new kind of stuff on separate. Forced to file for unemployment. We win the first time. Of course, he wants to hear it. He wants to hear it. He tells them, he wasn't able to get back, or the store, blah, 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 blah. So I think he does that. He goes to call every day. That's the conversation we get. So when he has, well, no, we can't just go out of it. And I told him, I go to me, ready, willing, and able to work with something appointment. He didn't call us. He goes all around every day. He's separated them. No calls anybody. I mean, we know where he is.
Right.
We're trying to run this
Look, you didn't call.
If I don't call him, you would have found something else on Monday.
Right, how you doing?
They ain't no return if you want.
Yeah. You have all the equipment. I'm gonna set my, I got the majority of the equipment. I'm waiting for a headset.
That's so bad.
Okay. Monkey here, needs to run time like that. You do whatever you want to do. If whatever. Yeah. If there's feedback, if the equipment doesn't work, if you don't want to, you can do that and just sit right here. And on funny. Yep. So, but yeah, no feedback. So. I like that.
This is like a really crazy wall. Behind you, I think it's okay. Yeah.
Smackdown feed, let's go.
Whatever. You're better off not having one than
Yeah, let's go wait for Marty to actually just get me. I want to see what he's doing.
There's no like good song.
I don't know what to tell you. I just like trying to tell you.
All right, hockey fans. Fresh ice has been applied. Players are coming back to the benches, waiting for some officials. We'll get this third period underway. After 2 periods of play, the New York Arrows lead the Utica Junior Comets by a score of 3-0. New York Arrows out shooting Utica 34 shots to 29 shots. Our volunteer premier players heading over to the scorer's box. Here are the officials. And here come the Comets. Junior Comets, that is. All right. All right. Welcome back, Hawk fans. The ice is fresh. The players are rejuvenated. It's time for more hockey. And there's the face-off won by the New York Arrows. Puck goes back, played by Mullen. Mullen feeds this over to Hudzinski. Hudzinski sends this down. No icing, waved off because somebody should have gotten a piece of it. Sandzone feeds this behind the net to Wichley. Wichley fires around the Carpenter. He can't catch it. Shot fired from the point. Misses, goes into the corner. Tyler Main feeds this out into the neutral zone. Tried hitting Drew, but that puck got picked off. Here's Wichley trying to get something set up off the boards. Tyler passes this to Jonathan Mullen. Mullen feeds this up for some kid wearing Cameron Calbert's jersey. Not Calbert. Feeds this to Locke. Locke back to the point. Hudzinski fires. Kick save. McAllister Watt. Puck goes into the corner. Now up along the boards. Fed out to Carpenter. Jack Carpenter has his pocket picked by Ethan Locke. And Sandor. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Perfect. Thank you. No, that was an offside on the face-off in the neutral zone. Sandor taking the draw. Got Law on his right, Dalin on his left. And coming over to control this puck off the boards is James Law. Feeds this in deep. Puck played by Pickens. Sends over to the corner. Comes back to the trapezoid. Now back to the corner for Charlie Taylor. Taylor passes up, and this puck is sent to Maximus Wood. Wood is tripped by Lum. Oh. Let's see the Utica women's hockey team getting loose. They've got a 1 p.m. puck drop. Yep. They're playing. Utica Junior Comets penalty number 77. 2-minute minor for tripping number 77. 2 minutes trip. Time of the minor penalty 1:16 of the third period. Face off to the left side of Watt. Sandor taking the draw. Face off won by the Arrows. Cycling us around at the point is Mullen. Puts us up to the half boards for Sutherland. Sutherland Back to Hudzinski, back to Sutherland. Sutherland moving in, feeds Marino. Marino can't catch that pass. He was right in the slot. Dalin taking advantage, trying to come back. Pass over to Sandor. Sandor crossed into the O-zone. Backhand pass to Dalin. Dalin misses it. Picks this up off the boards. Now he's just trying to burn some time. Kill the penalty. That is the goal. That puck gets turned over. Hudzinski coming up with it. He hits Wood, breaking down on the near wall. Wood stops at the hash marks. Feeds this back to the point for Marino. Marino to the center point. Hudzinski fires wide left. Dalin grabs it, and he tried to hit Aiden Van Wee in the head. There's no glass there, Cameron. You know that. Well, the face-off in the zone. Less than a minute to go in the penalty kill for Utica. And I received my complimentary cup of coffee from a fan. It's all won by the Arrows. Fritz feeds this over to Hudzinski. Back to Fritz. Up to Menexis. Menexis taking this back behind the net. Drops this off. Shot Taylor. Save made Watt. Rebound collected by Menexis on the far side. Sends this into the corner for Locke. Locke can't catch it. Tyler Main does. Rips this around. Fritz can't hold it at the blue line. 30 seconds to go in the penalty kill. That puck is stalled by Pickens back behind his net. Not Calbera, leaves this for Fritz, who leaves this for not Calbera. It's an interesting decision. 17 coming up, brings this into the offensive end, getting peppered by Campbell. Puck comes back, Fritz fires this right into the glove of McAllister Watt for the save. 7 seconds remaining in the penalty against Lum. Cole Campbell taking this face off against Menexis. Menexis wins, and this puck gets passed across for Taylor. He's going to play it off the boards, comes back into the neutral zone, and the teams return to even strength. McAllister Watt tries shooting on himself. It's scary for us. Sanzone feeds this puck out, gets deflected, goes on net. Save made by Pickens. Puts this over to the corner. Campbell, punched over to the corner. Xavier Backey puts this up to the point for Witchley. Drew fires this. Gavin Aceto missed the tip to try to sneak that one in. Puck sent up along the boards, and that's going to make it out into the neutral zone. William Sanzone going over to play it. Stops it at the center line. Coming over Peter Menexis for the Arrows. Brings this into the offensive end. And Backey passes this over, or passes this back for the defense. Sanzone battling. Puck comes up high. Menexis shot, and that goes off the skate of Andrew Witchley. Peter Mullen sends this over to the center point. Taylor puts this into the corner, back to Charlie. Charlie tried passing this over for Mullen, got tipped off the skate of Backey. And now collecting this puck is William Sanzone. Sanzone passes this out into the neutral zone. You're going to get fresh legs on the ice for Utica. Pushing back in, Cameron Cowbell, not Cameron. And there's a shot and a goal scored by number 17. New York Arrows goal scored by number 17. That's Cameron Calbera's jersey, but that's not Cameron Calbera inside the jersey. Must be an illegal. Time of the New York Arrows goal, 4:48 of the third period. Here comes Vittorino Marino in, not able to get that shot off, and we forces them back behind the net. Tyler Main goes back there to get the puck. Wood comes away with it. Wood feeds this up to the point for Hudzinski. Hudzinski over to Mullen. Mullen back to Wood. Shot, and that goes off the glass. Mullen settles it down. Pulled away by Tyler Main. Tyler pushing this puck ahead. He's got Hudzinski coming over. Tyler centering pass, not going to make it to Carpenter. Puck grab by Mullen. Mullen sends this out into the neutral zone, comes through sand zone, takes this deep into his own zone, passes this up for Slater Sandor. Sandor hits Carpenter. Here's Jack. Jack trying to get around Mullen. Puck goes in front, poked away by Pickens, and he snags that one out of the air before it goes into the trapezoid area. You guys scared that little girl. She's like, you guys weren't here before. It's the moose. Slater Sandor sliding in to take the face off against Victorino Marino, and that shot goes on. That save made. Dallin picks that puck up into trapezoid, puts it out in front, gets deflected, comes up high. Williams Sandzone with it. He fires it, tipped by Law, goes high. Dallin chases it down on the far side, gives this to Witchley at the point. Witchley to Sandzone. Sandzone fires that shot, goes wide. Dallin can't get it. Witchley does, puts it back into the slot. And we've got an interference. Interference penalty called. I'm not exactly sure on whom. New York Arrows penalty, number 9, Charlie Taylor. 2-minute minor for interference. Number 9, 2 minutes interference.
It's like the energy from here has been brought here.
Sandor and Fritz just sharing haymakers over there. And we got a scrum over here.
It's like the energy from there last night is now here. It's like the energy from here just made its way here.
Now, in hindsight, is that really worth it? We're just playing hockey, guys.
this has been going on so long that it's a different song is now.
We're running out of songs on the playlist. Did you get a picture of that? Yeah, we're overflowing into the scores table. Right? Even worse. Well, so this is what a wild, wild story.
There's not enough room in the box. There's not enough room in the box. I was sitting in the chair in the middle.
He got such a bad penalty, he has to keep score now.
There's so much room in the box that Marlon is sitting in there.
One of their kids got going off, yeah. I can't believe that Slater and 21 are still here. Really?
This song playing is exactly what I think about this whole thing.
No, we just kicked him out.
Upset about getting ejected. They're all well, but it's the consequences of my own actions.
Well, I wonder what the next 10 minutes and 44 seconds are going to look like. I hope my phone is charging. Hold on. There goes 21. Well, once this is all sorted out, we'll see if each team has at least 3 skaters to put on the ice.
Well, let me know if you have any problems doing that. Let me know if.
Hey, who are you guys playing after this? You playing Colby? Okay.
Our boys have Kent tonight.
Okay.
At 5 o'clock. We're not sure though.
If you, since we're getting real comfortable in these seats, after this game, we will have the Utica University kickoff tournament as the Utica Pioneers will take on the Colby Mules. All right. With any luck, the bar will be open, and perhaps they'll be selling mule drinks, as they should. Let's go, Pioneers.
Correct terminology is roll moves. Fear the moves. I just combined them. Yeah, just like a regular. Oh, see, I took this. Sounds good.
This is taking way too long. So the officials are still figuring out, making sure which players should be ejected, have been ejected. Now we've got Coach Bernard discussing with one official about something. I think he wants to make sure whatever happened in the corner. I don't know if Carter Pickens, the goalie for the New York Arrows, I know he got hit a couple of times. I don't know if he did anything in retaliation or instigating. But yeah, it's ludicrous, so unnecessary. I vote we move to runtime after this. Well, they've been in there for 5 minutes, so they served their penalty, right? I don't know. I have no idea what's been happening. Do they all go? Unless if they gave them all 2 and 10. I know who their lady is with the dog.
I have no idea.
She bought me a coffee.
She must be New York Arrows person.
Right. Yeah, she bought me a coffee.
Oh, thank her. Lady with the 2 songs. Like, they're not going to know. Look at them. They're all dancing and I know. That clock is true.
Okay, after all of that, we've had several people sitting in the penalty box. They seem to have left. We do need to close that penalty box door at some point. Although it's probably going to get opened in a minute anyway. I would like to give a shout out, thank you for my coffee. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And your service dog is beautiful. Well, last thing I knew, it was a 2-minute minor against Charlie Taylor for interference, and it's a Utica Junior Comet power play. Marino brings that in, gets that to Wood, and that's knocked off of his stick. Jack Carpenter picks this puck up. Carpenter over the center line. It's got Dalin on the left. He tries to go through 3 players, and can you believe it? He was not able to complete that task. Andrew Witchley back behind his own trapezoid. Into his trapezoid, brings this puck up in front, feeds this over to Jack. Carpenter drops this off for Witchley to Drew Main, to Tyler Main. Tyler loses that puck, and Vittorino Marino sends this up ahead A one-on-one shot taken by just Maximus Wood. Save made. And there's another save made by McAllister Watt. 5, 10, 15 minutes of nonsense. Finally, 30 seconds of decent hockey. Face off the right side of McAllister Watt. Gavin Aceto wins the draw, pushes his puck back. William Sanzone loses this in the trap zone. There's a shot and a save. Ethan Locke going after his own rebound back behind the net. Aiden Van Wee there guarding it. Kid that's wearing a stolen jersey passes this to Locke and oh. All right, face off to the left side of McAllister Watt. 38 seconds remaining in the power play for Utica. Aceto pulls this puck back. Aiden Van Wee grabs it, takes it through his trapezoid, brings it up on the near side. Aiden hits the blue line. He's going to go in deep. Aiden into the trapezoid, looking for somebody to pass to now. And, oh, Aiden, that was your position. William Sanzone didn't slide over to pick that up 20 seconds to go in the power play. Now we're down to 15. Aiden Van Wee. Pass the cam. I don't know what's happening. And the teams return to even strength. Sutherland back to pick that puck up behind his net. Tries sending it around. Goes off of Gavin's skate. Finds its way out to Taylor, who's on the ice because he came out of the box. Gavin Aceto bringing this puck back the other way. Runs right into the kid wearing Cal Bear's jersey. Xavier Backey not able to get that shot off. Gets that puck from the trapezoid. Shot, save. Rebound shot, save again. Carter Pickens. It's either a really good goalie or he's wearing a very attractive cologne that the puck seems to love. Jack Carpenter lining up for the faceoff against Vittorio Marino. Jack wins that draw, gets that puck to the slot. Drew May not able to get a shot off. Charlie Taylor sends this behind the net for Sunderland. Sunderland flips this in the air, drops down. Aiden Van Wee grabs it, trying to find some open ice. Not able to. Wood tries taking that puck away. Now Marino has it. Marino trying to get around Lum. Sends this up to the center point for Charlie Taylor. Taylor has that puck knocked off the end of his stick. Goes to Wood, though. Now it's taken away by Jack Carpenter. Carpenter feeds this forward for Tyler Main. Tyler over the blue line into the offensive end. Sends that through the legs of Menexis, but Menexis goes down and blocks Tyler from getting anywhere with it. Back the other way now. Marino sends this up to the point, and 51 was facing the wrong way. Out comes Pickens, fires this puck back to Sutherland. Sutherland off the boards for Marino. Marino into the offensive end. Backey coming in. Little hip check or cross check on the hip. This puck comes out into the neutral zone again. Maximus Wood collects it there. 7 minutes to go in this game. Wood to Marino. Marino has his pocket picked by Dalin, but Cameron couldn't bring that puck with him. Sutherland comes back, gives this puck to Ethan Locke. Locke shot high off the glass. Dalin knocks it down off the boards. Cameron with this puck. Breaks over the blue line. Cameron coming in, looking for somebody to pass to. Couldn't get it to Backey in time. Puck taken away from him in the corner. Sutherland with it. Fires this all the way across to Calbearer. Although it's not Calbearer. And he ices that puck. So if you're wondering how the official decides which face-off circle to take the face-off from, I'm pretty sure it's mostly arbitrary. There's really no rule about it. 6.5 minutes to go in this game. Drew Main facing off against that kid wearing Cal Bear's jersey. That puck is shot, and that hit the netting, but the refs don't care. Carpenter feeds this back into the trapezoid. Drew Main chasing after it. Goes into the corner. Maximus Wood pinches on it. Cal Bear plays this puck up, goes off Carpenter's skate. Ethan Locke takes this into the neutral zone. Drew Main flicks this into the air, drops down, and knocks forward by Tyler. Tyler, Drew, Carpenter, and it is knocked away by Jonathan Mullen. And he ices. No, it doesn't ice the puck. McAllister Watt plays it first. Interesting choice. Tyler Main sends this in the air, tried to hit Drew, but Menaxis has seen that before. Locke steals that puck from Carpenter. Charlie Taylor pushes this into the offensive end. Drew Main takes it away. Feeds this to Aiden Van Wee. He misses the puck. Passes us across to mostly nobody. Gavin Aceto through the legs into the neutral zone. Marino picks it up there. Passes this over to Charlie Taylor. Taylor to Marino. Marino just burning up time. 5:15 to go in this game. Marino working on his figure skating routine. I expect a pirouette any second now. Marino over the blue line. Loses that puck as Gavin Aceto swats it away. Goes to Locke. Locke, backhand shot. And a save, McAllister Watt. Followed up by, I don't know who got that in. 17? 17. New York Arrows goal scored by the kid wearing Cameron Calber's jersey, number 17, assisted by number 11, Vittorio Marino from 28, Ethan Locke. 17 from 11 from 28. Time of the New York Arrows goal, 12:04 of the third period. Face off one, shot taken by Backey, goes high into the corner. Aceto holds that puck in and rips this around on the far side. Cole Campbell picks it up, drops it back to Witchley. Shot fired, save made, Carter Pickens. 4:35 left in this game. Gavin Aceto taking a face-off against Vittorino Marino. Face-off one by Marino, sends this back to the corner, and that gets flicked into the stands by Charlie Taylor. Just missed the glass. We'll have a new referee drop the puck. Aceto and Marino again. Aceto wins this one, goes to Campbell. Campbell to Witchley. Drew slides up at the hash mark, shot, kick, save. Carter Pickens. Rebound grabbed by that not Calberry kid. Campbell turning. Aceto picks up that puck, takes this back into his trapezoid, and that's going to be interference on Cole Campbell because he got in the way of a New York Arrows player trying to get the puck. Hey, look at that. A minor penalty that didn't result in a fight. That's excellent. Utica Junior Comets penalty, number 5, Cole Campbell, 2-minute minor for interference. Number 5, 2 minutes interference. Time of the minor penalty, 12:42 of the third period. Locke feeds that out to the hash mark for number 17. Oh, the one-timer by Locke is missed. Lum battling for that puck, kicks it, goes to Locke. Locke comes around near side, feeds this up to Menaxis. Menaxis passes this over to Taylor. Taylor back to Menaxis. Menaxis shot, kick, save, McAllister Watt. Rebound collected by Ethan Locke. Locke to Menaxis. Menaxis back to Locke to Menaxis. Over to Taylor. Charlie with it. Winds up shot. Tipped by Marino. And it's a goal. New York Arrows power play goal scored by number 11, Vittorio Marino, assisted by number 9, Charlie Taylor, from 23, Peter Menexis. 11 from 9 from 23. Time of the New York Arrows power play goal, 13:35 of the third period. That puck sent back behind the net. Near side, Tyler Main plays this up to the point. Grabbed there by the kid wearing Cal Bear's jersey. Now this puck comes out into the neutral zone. Carp going after it. Menexis sends this back into the neutral zone. Tyler Main feeds this in, but they are offsides while he checks up onside. Charlie Taylor takes his puck back into his trapezoid. 2.5 minutes to go in this game. Taylor tried a soft pass and went off the skate of Tyler Main, collected by Sutherland. Sutherland shot, save, McAllister Watt. Face off to the left side of Watt. 2:24 remaining in the game. The Utica Junior Comets are about to mount their comeback. I can feel it. And there's a goal by Ethan Locke. It was my fault. That's right. My bad. 'New York Arrows goal scored by number 28, Ethan Locke, assisted by number 11, Vittorio Marino. 28 from 11, Locke from Marino. That's a post. Time of the New York Arrows goal, 14:41 of the third period. Here's Gavin Aceto, tried feeding that forward. Dallin had to cradle the blue line, though. Couldn't catch that puck. Campbell in deep. Puck goes to Locke. Locke sends this up in the air. Dallin catches it. Cameron coming. Oh, loses that puck as Locke took it from between his skates. Feeds this up to Marino. Marino passes over, and that shot taken by, who was it? I missed it. Anyway, Witchley fires that puck in. Jonathan Mullen grabs it. Passes over to Sutherland. Sutherland moving up with this puck. That's an offside. One. Oh. 1 minute of play remaining in this game. Final minute of play. Marino with the puck. Gets this out into the neutral zone. Wood not able to hold it. Puck goes over to Taylor. Taylor weaves his way in. Knocked by Tyler Main. Puck goes to Wood. Wood passes over to the kid wearing Cal Bear's jersey. Not Cal Bearer coming over the center line. Brings us back into his own zone. Carpenter trying to steal that puck. Carp with it. Passes over to Backey. Backey shot. And that goes high, comes all the way around. Sandzone with the clapper, tipped by Tyler. Goes wide of the net. Tyler going into the corner, 8 seconds. Witchley fires that shot, save made. Carp shot, save, rebound, cleared. And that concludes another exciting game of ice hockey here at the Utica University Nexus Center, home of the Utica Junior Comets. This game ends finally in a 7-0 victory for the New York Arrows. Make sure you stop by the Utica Coffee Club for some delicious coffee. I'm certainly appreciating mine. Shout out to all of the players and parents for making the trek out here today to make this game possible. Thank you to our officials for keeping our players safe. I remember there being a lot more people on the ice when this game started. From the Utica University Nexus Center, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day, make it a great day. Bye, kid. Thank you. Yep, we'll be here. All right, thank you all for watching. You guys were treated to a special game of hockey, a couple of boxing matches, an MMA fight. Yeah. Sure. Wow. Wow. So, so I started doing play-by-play. Hold on, let me just sign off here. So I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and make it a great day.